Good morning. It's Taboo Topics by Fashion First Aid. I'm your host, Honest Kim, here live with Annie, the Psychic Sidekick. Woo! Today we are talking about a couple tricks that busty gals need up their sleeves. So we're talking about boobs.
I don't have a lot of busts, so I can't really relate to your issues, Kim.
Well, we'll see. I mean, some of the products aren't necessarily for like the super endowed people, but also for anyone that has boobs might have had some of these problems, right?
Awesome. So what's the first problem you're thinking about?
Okay, so I feel like I don't wear button-up shirts all that much, and I don't wear wrap shirts because I feel like it makes my boobs look really big, and I'm self-conscious. But when I do wear button-up shirts, I feel like it's more in a business setting, so I definitely don't want to draw attention to my boobs in that setting, for the most part. So I get this, when you have a button-up shirt, it's like the buttons are always at exactly the wrong place on your chest, and it separates and shows your bra or whatever, and it's really, yeah, peek-a-boob, it's bad. So I love chick magnets because you just insert them in the seams and it closes your shirt, because a lot of people use safety pins, but then you end up with holes in your shirts.
So wait, how exactly does chick magnets work? Like, is it an actual magnet, two magnets, three magnets?
2 magnets. Well, in a pack you get 8, but they're super small and super thin. They're called super magnets. And they're these rare earth magnets that have really, really strong magnetism. So if you have a pacemaker, you don't want to wear them. But if you're a healthy human being, you can insert them in you put one in one side and one kind of behind it, and it just closes it. It's like those, name tag magnet things.
So are they pretty so that you can make them look like buttons or something?
No, you just slip them in the seam. You put one inside, and then you put one just behind, and you don't see them at all.
Oh, cool. All right, solution number 1. Boom.
And you can also use them in your skirt if you're riding a bike to close your dress, or if you're climbing up stuff to kind of keep your dress closed. So, there's a lot of options for chick magnet, but I like it in my shirts or my wrap dresses or anything that wraps to keep it closed without pinning it. Okay.
I like it.
Number 2, bra extenders, right? If you're paying a boatload of money for bras and it's taking a lot of time to find one that fits, if you gain a little weight or if you find one that fits and it's on sale and it's a little bit small, you don't want to toss the whole bra out or not wear it. So these little bra extenders just give you a little more room. They just like hook on and then to your existing bra, and then you could just...
A little overexposed.
I know, sorry, it's pretty bright here today in Sun Valley. So bra extenders are great. Also, another thing that's really annoying is titty hard-on. When you get the high beams. And, a lot of times if you are bustier, you're not wearing padded bras, so you're trying to minimize the size so you don't have extra padding, which means if you get cold or you get nervous or you're on the spotlight, all of a sudden it's like, cha-ching!
Hello, how are you doing? I got nipples.
Right, and the bustier you are, the more awkward it is, right? If you're like cute and a supermodel and you're like, whatever, people are like, oh, that's awesome. And if you have bigger boobs and you do that, people are like, whoa, whoa, oh, you're smuggling peanuts.
I remember, I think it was a Renee Zellweger movie where she was in Minnesota, and they're like, dear, would you like to wear your sweater? She's like, no, my sweater's fine. And she's walking around the house totally nipples because it's so freezing up in Minnesota. And then finally she goes to the bathroom, and then she's like, oh my gosh! And like she's rubbing them really quick, trying to like simmer them down.
Yeah, I remember that. Me and Renee, that was fun. But so there's any sort of nipple concealers, like we have those called nipple mats. They're silicone, they're reusable, they're thin enough to not add too much bulk and thick enough to hide your coldness. So that's another good product. A fourth product that's great are the Perk Up, and these are instant breast lifts. So generally, the bigger you are, the more the more gravity affects you. So in swimwear or in certain dresses, you tape these to the top of your breast and then literally pick them up and stick them higher. So the perk up is great too.
I love that for my backless dresses or shirts. So I still feel like I have the support of wearing a bra, but not having to show the bras.
Right. Or, you know, if you're really big, it can just help pull your boobs up and you could wear a bra with them. So it's kind of, you could even do double duty like that. So that's pretty exciting. And the last thing we have are shoulder savers. So I know my mom has these divots in her shoulder from years of bras and just the weight and the pulling on her shoulder. So these are little silicone cushions that sit on top of your shoulders. It fits up to a 1-inch wide strap, and it spreads the weight out and adds cushioning. And for people like you, Annie, it also helps keep your bra straps from sliding off your shoulders. So it's kind of it's a 2-for-1, which is nice.
Oh, I hate that.
Ooh, I lost you for a second, but I got you back.
That's
anyway, so those are some busty gal tricks that I feel like people need. Does anyone have any comments? Does anyone want to share some of their other tricks? I'd love to hear them. You can post them here or on our LinkedIn blog or on our Facebook page. Any of them. We'll keep the conversation going.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, I hear that you, Psychic, have a fun douche of the week winner.
Okay, I think we have 2 choices. So we have one.
Pick your best.
What?
You only have one. Pick your best.
Okay, K-Fed. K-Fed, for those of you that don't know, is Britney Spears' ex-husband of 8 years, and he was DJing at a club. Yay! And I just thought it was kind of douchey that they announced him with a Britney Spears song. I just thought it was kind of douchey.
So you want to give the Douche of the Week award to the club?
No, to K-Fed, because I'm sure he's the one that approved the song to introduce him.
He wrote his own introduction?
Yeah, like he wrote his own introduction, like welcoming DJ K-Fed, and like played the Britney Spears song, like "Hit Me Baby One More Time" or one of those songs. And I just thought it was kind of douchey, like be your own person. Don't ride on the coattails of your ex-wife.
Huh. Okay. Sure. We'll send him a DoucheBomb. Would you like to sign it?
Sure. I don't know. That's my suggestion, unless you have a better idea.
I always like to give it to people that park poorly at the gym. But we'll give it to K-Fed. I was just confused in the beginning. I thought you said K-Fe. And you're
no,
K-Fed. And I was like, but
if we have a friend named K-Fe, we would not give K-Fe an award. Although he is a DJ too. Oh my God.
Know, that's why I was confused.
I totally did get that. Oh, K-Fe. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll send the DJ bomb to K-Fed, not K-Fe.
Yeah, K-Fed, who used to be married to Britney Spears.
Okay, great. Super. Well, that's good. Good douche. All right, moving on to the Sidekick's prediction. I am so excited for your prediction this week, Annie. What is it?
Oh my gosh, there's exciting things that are going to be happening. Lots of time for celebrating's coming up. So get your party hat ready, Kimo, because that's what everyone's going to be doing, celebrating. I don't know if it's because the sun's shining and it feels more like summer than winter right now, but there's going to be a lot of fun things coming up in everyone's future. Just remember, leave the baggage at the door.
Oh, any lucky numbers?
Ooh, lucky numbers. Let's see. 10, 3, 4, 42, 24, and let's throw in 11 because that's my favorite number.
All right. You heard it live from the Psychic Sidekick. Well, great. What do we have on tap for next week?
Well, since I'm psychic, I predict something about fashion.
I think we're talking about getting your feet ready for spring sandals.
Oh, I was right. Fashion.
Yep, it's going to be getting your feet ready for spring shoes. We will be doing it live from China. That'll be exciting.
Very exciting. So for those of you that might have some questions or have your own little tips, feel free to send it to Kim before our podcast next week.
That'd be great. Let's do some shout outs to our favorite listeners. Laura.
Derek.
Cassandra.
Natalia.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks.
Does your husband listen to us too? Maybe we should give him a shout out.
Who?
Andy, does he listen?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, I take it back. He doesn't get a shout out.
No shout out. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Taboo Topics by Fashion First Aid. I'm your host, Honest Kim, with Annie the Psychic Sidekick, and see you next Tuesday.
Woohoo!